Hi there, I'm Michelle for the Goffstown Public Library, where I'm an adult services librarian. My job is to bring information that you want or need to you when you want or need it. And although I'm not physically in the library today, I hope I can do just that, which is why I'm coming to you for a how-to video, how to fill out the census. So amid all the craziness that was March 2020, the US decennial census might not have been at the forefront of your mind. Which is too bad because I've been looking forward to the census for over a year. The census is a count of every single resident of the US and its territories. The census happens every 10 years, has been happening since 1790, and is ensured by the US Constitution. According to the Census Bureau, our responses to the census help allocate $675 billion to local communities. That includes money for roads, for clinics, and for schools, plus much more. Additionally, our responses to the census help redraw legislative districts and ensure that our states have the appropriate number of seats at the US House of Representatives. So if you're worried about your vote being heard, the census is an invaluable way to speak up. As I said before, I'm pretty psyched about the census, and I want you to be excited too. So before I get to the good bits of moving to the computer and showing you how to fill out the census form, I want to take a minute to address any questions you might have about filling out the census. First, is your information private? Yes, your responses to the census are safe from prying eyes. Every response is protected by federal law, meaning no government agency or court of law is going to be able to use your information against you for any reason. Not the FBI or the CIA, not DHS or ICE, even the president, if he was interested, could not access your responses. Your information's safe. Second, what will I be asked? Well, you can expect to be asked a couple of simple questions about your age, your sex, and the number of people who live in your home, including children. You will absolutely not be seeing questions about your social security number, your bank or credit card numbers. You won't be asked for money or donations, and you won't have to answer questions about political parties. If you are seeing those questions, you're not filling out the census, and it might be a scam. Additionally, to clear up any remaining confusion, there are no questions about citizenship on the US Census. Every person residing in the US and its territories, regardless of immigration status, should fill out the census. Okay, so I hope I've answered some of your questions, and if not, leave your questions in the comments and I'll be so happy to get to them. Now we're going to move to the exciting part of today's video where I will fill out the census. Most households received these mailers in their mailbox beginning in February and March, asking them to fill out the census online. So we're going to open mine and move to the computer to fill out the form in real time. I'll see you at the end of the video.
Okay, so here we are on the 2020 census.gov website. I Googled census.gov and this is what came up. I opened my letter and it said that I can respond online to save taxpayer money and conserve natural resources. So I decided to do it this way. In my letter, they've given me a code that I'm going to need soon. So I'm going to hit respond, this big green button right here. And hopefully, yep, it takes me to my2020census.gov where I will start the questionnaire. It gives me a couple of pointers and it does tell me that I'm going to need to finish the questionnaire once I begin it. It should only take about 10 minutes, so I won't have to wait very long to finish it. I should not use the web browser's back button because that'll mess with the questionnaire. And for the best results, I want to be using the latest versions of popular internet browsers, which I am. So let's get started with this. Start the questionnaire. First, I have to log in. They're asking now for my census ID, which I did receive in the mail. So I'm going to type that in and hit log in. I logged in successfully, and now it's asking me if I'm completing my questionnaire for the address below. I am going to hit yes. Now it's asking me on April 1, will I be living or staying at this address? Again, I'm going to select yes. Now they're asking me for some contact information, which I will gladly provide. Once I inputted my contact information and hit the next button, it's taken me here to household questions, where I will start. I can see from the progress bar at the top that I'll have household questions, then people questions, and final questions. I can also see that I haven't unlocked the people questions yet, so really great interface to show me how far I've left to go. I'll hit start now. Including myself, how many people will be living at or staying at the address on April 1st, 2020. I love that right here is a hyperlink that I can ask for more information if I'm confused. So I inputted the number of people who would be staying, and now it's asking me for the name of each person who will be staying at the address. Again, for more information, I can click that blue text, and I've got the bars to input new information, which I will be listing the people who are living at the house. On the last page, I did notice that I just had to hit next. When I put the text in the bar, there wasn't a button that lit up, so that was lovely. It's reminding me that I don't want to miss anyone who might be staying at my address. So I'm going to need to count children or newborn babies, grandchildren, or foster children, relatives, roommates, people without a permanent place to live, literally everyone, even if they're not related to me. Will there be any additional people that you did not already list? Can I go ahead and click no? Okay, on April 1st, will the house, apartment, or mobile home be? So I'm going to answer with my response. Now it's asking me of the people who will be living here, who will be renting the house, apartment, or mobile home as of April 1st. I will now select all that. And I've gone ahead and finished the household questions. Now I'm moving on to the people questions. As you can see, every person who I added as living with me has their own person question, and I'll hit start associated with this. So this is one person and this is another person. I'll begin with the first person. Great, so the first question, what is this person's sex? And I'll answer my question. Second question, what is this person's date of birth? It's got month, date, and year with drop-down menus, and then enter the correct age as of April 1st. An important note for babies, do not enter the age in months, enter it as 0 for the age. Great, so I'm going to answer that question now. The next question is this person of Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish origin? So I'll go ahead and answer that now. It looks like I can select only one, or possibly all that apply. Let's check if we can do all that apply. Yes, you can do all that apply. Lovely. So I'll go ahead and answer that question now. Next, I'll select one or more boxes and enter the origins. For this census, Hispanic origins are not races. Okay, great. So it looks like I've got a couple of options here to choose. And again, I can click one or more. I just want to be more specific if a bar is possible. Lots of different options and an option for some other race. Really great self-identification here. So I'm going to go ahead and answer this question. And after the question about race, I finished up the question for that particular person. I see a checkbox next to that person, and I can start pardon me, I can start answering the question for the second person, which I will do now. When I started answering the questions for the other person, the first question is, how is person B related to person A? So person A is person B's ... and I can pick all of these options. Really great self-identification again. So I'll go ahead and answer that question. And we're back to the person questions for person B, where we see the sex question, which was the same as person A. So I'm going to go ahead and run through person B's questions, not on the recording. So as you can see, I finished up with person B, got a check mark right there, and now I'll go on to final questions. Here's a great disclaimer asking to make sure that you have only counted every person once. So if some of the people live or stay in more than one place, you want to make a note with person A and person B, or however many people you have are responding for. Do these people live at more than one place? So I'll go ahead and answer that question. And last but not least, it asks me to submit my questionnaire. Once I submit it, I'm not going to be able to change it. And after I submit it and are shown the confirmation page, I can close the web browser. But I must select submit to complete my questionnaire. Would I like to send my responses now? I'm pretty confident with those, so I'm going to go ahead and submit questionnaire. And there we go. We've got a thank you for completing the 2020 census for this address. It tells me when I completed it. And if I receive any more mail from the Census Bureau in the next couple of days, I can just go ahead and disregard that because it might have been sent out before today. If I've got any questions, I could call this number right here. There's my confirmation code if there's any questions about it, and I can save or print this screen, which I'm going to go ahead and do right now. It's downloading a PDF, perfect, and I can open that and again save it or print it. So I just completed the 2020 census online. If I had any trouble doing this, I could have visited 2020census.gov for help, called this number, or waited for a paper response to be, or a paper questionnaire to be sent to me, or a census personnel to be sent to me to answer the questions in person. But as we can see, it was pretty simple, great interface, no glitches, and they only asked questions about my age, sex, and the people living with me. No questions about social security numbers, money, or political parties, which really clued me in that this was the reputable census.
Welcome back. Today, we talked about how to fill out the census. We learned about what the census is, what the census is for, and discussed some concerns about the privacy and content of the census. Then you watched in real time as I filled out my census response and sent it away to the US Census Bureau. If you have comments and questions about today's video, please leave your comments below and we'd be so happy to get to them. And if you want to see more videos like this, give us a subscribe with the red button below. We would love to see you back for more informative how-to videos, book talks, and story times. Don't forget to head over to our website, goffstownlibrary.com, for all the latest information about national doings like the census and more local information about Goffstown and New Hampshire. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Michelle for the Goffstown Public Library, and I'll check you out later. Bye!